Work, you stupid computer.
The date was November 2012. An intern in the Kinder Chocolate marketing department had a revolutionary idea, an online competition.
No, that's a terrible idea.
The competition was simple. Parents could enter a picture of their spoiled little child for people to vote on. The child with the most votes at the end of the month will be declared the winner, getting their face printed on the front of the hazelnut bar packaging, in Kazakhstan only. And as we all know, nothing bad ever comes from online competitions. On the 10th of November 2012, an anonymous 4chan user seen this and came up with a glorious plan. Find the funniest looking kid possible, enter his face into the competition, and then fix the contest by persuading a bunch of online retards and degenerates to vote for him to be declared the winner, resulting in some weird kid's face being printed in the front of every Kinder box in Kazakhstan. It was genius. After the initial excitement of coming up with a plan so retarded, the question quickly arose, which funny looking kid would have the honour of becoming the new face of Kinder? The anonymous 4chan user then hopped onto his Cheeto dust stained computer to look for the weirdest kid he could possibly find. The unhappy kid in SpongeBob pyjamas? We could do better. Creepy kazoo kid?
Holy shit, this is the kid from my nightmares.
Then, after hours of scouring the web in his damp sweat-ridden basement, he found it. The new face of Kinder. He'd stumbled across a Victor. Expertly knitted teddy bear jumper, the "I've just killed my family" smirk, and the extravagant blonde bowl cut to top it all off. He was perfect. Not much is known about the kid except that he was a child model, known online as Death Child, and that he might be Russian, leading the 4chaner to codename him the most stereotypical Russian name he could think of. After entering our boy Victor into the competition, phase 3 of the plan can now commence. Getting a bunch of 4chan degenerates on board, it was time for a good old fashioned 4chan raid. He submitted a post titled Operation Kinder, with a call to action, vote on Victor to get that beautiful bowl cut on every Kinder box in Kazakhstan. He estimated it should take around 8,000 votes to win. Within minutes the post started getting traction, and on the very same day Victor shot up into the top 25, and surely nothing would stop him from taking first place. Except there was a problem. The voting page was in Russian, a bit of a problem for English speaking 4chan retards who didn't know how to use Google Translate, causing Victor to quickly start losing momentum in the competition. Seeing that his fellow Chads were struggling, another user signalled his inner Russian grind set, opened Microsoft Paint, and got to work. He produced this masterpiece, a step-by-step guide on how to navigate the Russian website to vote for Victor. Provided the 4chan users could follow a few simple instructions, the autists could now vote. This was the catalyst that caused our boy Victor to skyrocket in the number 1 spot just 2 days later, with a staggering 16,474 votes. Operation Kinder was a success. 4chan had done it again, and they celebrated their victory. Victor was to be the new face of Kinder. Hold the fuck up. Did Kinder just reset the voting page? On the 14th of November, the competition was reset. Kinder, seeing that Victor would undoubtedly win the competition, were completely fucking mortified. The competition had been fixed, but Kinder didn't know that. For all they knew, this was a legitimate submission. They deemed the child too ugly to go on their product. 4chan was furious. These bastards really reset the entire competition. Well, this only made them even more determined to get Victor back on top spot, and surely they couldn't reset it a second time. It was time to gather the troops. Thousands of 4chan and Reddit degenerates put their differences aside and united for the cause. And once again, the voting began. The more tech-savvy degenerates even changed their IPs to vote multiple times. Nothing was going to stop Victor from getting back on top. And 2 days later, he was. With 11,965 votes, Victor had surely won it again. The Kinder marketing team were furious.
Boss, if we let this creepy kid with a fucking bowl cut get his face on our product, no one will ever buy our chocolate again and we will get laughed at by chads on the internet.
You're right, we have to do something about this. Moderate it.
Unfortunately, Kinder did do something about this. They hired an elite team of neckbeard moderators to watch over the competition at all times. Whenever someone would submit Victor, the mods instantly struck that shit down. Some of the more artistically gifted chads try to submit Victor under a disguise, however the mods saw right through it. To make things even worse, so many degenerates were visiting the site at once trying to get justice for Victor that they completely overloaded Kinder's Kazakhstan servers that probably still ran on dial-up connection, completely stagnating the entire operation. This caused an outburst on Reddit and essentially killed the entire Vote Victor movement. And unfortunately, that was it. I know this isn't the ending that you wanted to hear.
This is bullshit.
But believe it or not, sometimes 4chan just doesn't win. Fortunately for all us though, the memes that came from this were absolutely amazing. Victor may not have been the face of Kinder in old Kazakhstan like we all hoped, But here he is as Steve Buscemi. Here he is as a war criminal. His disturbed evil smirk even led to conspiracies that he'd offed his whole family. It was a retarded yet dramatic story of insane highs and devastating lows. And unfortunately for us all, after all this time, this smiley little prick is still the face of Kinder. And I think it's about time that we start a little petition to change that.